Hey guys, we're back on the 58 here. Today I'm going to try to button up some stuff on the bottom side of it while it's on the lift. It is coming off the lift here shortly. Do some upholstery stuff. My goal for today is I'm going to swap out this pan, put a filter in it while I'm in it, and swap it out to this cast piece here. It's one of the lower parts on this car, so it's got me concerned. I'm not going to be driving it on the ground, but you know, for damage and everything. Plus I got to get in there anyway, so I'm going to tackle that. I also have starter throw in and a whole box full of rear brake stuff. I've been putting off doing the rear brakes. I was going to do disc brakes, went back and forth on it, but I have everything to do the drums, so why not? I'll do it, maybe swap it out later. Not a big deal, but after that's done, then I can start running brake line, get it all the way up to the firewall there, start plumbing all that. Then I think we're just about done on the bottom side here. So I got the starter right there, the old one, and it's fine, of course, but you know, I'm gonna swap it out anyway. So hopefully I don't find anything else too crazy. I don't really know much about this transmission. It's a low mileage motor, apparently, but I've heard that before. So I'm gonna get into it, see what we find in there. Try to get this bottom wrapped up today. Well, I can't say I'm surprised, but I was hopeful that when I dropped this pan, I'd see nice red oil, or no oil, because it was drained. Luckily, most of it was drained, so it didn't make a big mess, but when I dropped the pan, looks pretty much like engine oil. See this, but it is not pretty. This little magnet right here, that's all metal. That'll be nice. Fingers crossed this transmission's not smoked. I'm sure it is. Last thing I want to do is drop the transmission, swap it out right now. Though it would be a good time for it. I think I'm going to roll the dice, move forward, see how that pays off, and hope that it works. So I'm gonna change the filter out, all that good stuff, and throw some oil in it, throw a new pan on it, hope for the best. You know, worst case, I gotta pull this thing out. I have a bad history with transmissions for some reason, so. And I do have another one that's rebuilt right now. So I'm gonna ignore that, clean it all up, throw a filter in it, and move on. I also noticed that I need to do transmission cooler lines off the side, run them forward to the future cooler up here when I get to the radiator portion of this. But for now, let's get this thing swapped out. So where the filter is supposed to be, right up in there, is this little seal. This little seal that you have to pull out. What a pain that was. I spared you, but I promise it came right out with little to no struggle. I just didn't get it on tape. I'm sorry. Anywho, new one's in. Still a little baffled. Why the heck was there no filter in it? Transmission looks smoked. I mean, this isn't the first time I bought an automatic transmission. Do all the filter, all the oil, wrestle it up in there, get all ready, put it in the drive, and find out that it doesn't work. I hate that, it drives me crazy, but I'm looking at it from the point of view as I'm gonna use this as a mock-up for now. I'm gonna run my trans lines, everything else I need to do to make this thing functional, and then brace myself for the heartbreak. Yeah, let's keep moving. Years ago, a transmission buddy of mine told me that don't use the RTV on the pan gaskets. He liked to use paint out of a rattle can. I don't know, it just worked. He swore by it. He did thousands of transmissions, but basically you take your cork gasket, spray it with some rattle can, let it tack up, do both sides, and then when it dries, it makes one heck of a seal. So kind of makes sense, so I'll do that. All right, I got the pan swapped out with the filter this time. That's gonna work out really nice. for now until I got to yank it out and completely rebuild this thing. So, you know, it'll look good for the time being. But yep, it's in there. Still hangs pretty low. Fortunately, this transmission's tucked way up in the tunnel. So future wise, if it becomes an issue, I might have to do a little tunnel work in the front to match the back and bring that thing up a little bit. About the lowest pan they make for this. Still need oil in there. So, well, maybe not this one before, but I need oil. So up here, yeah, I don't know if you can see that right there. Fittings for the trans cooler. We're gonna pull out the factory push lock style and put a 6A style in, and then I'll run hoses to the front, and then they'll be there waiting for me when we get to the radiator portion. All right, we got the old starter out. This thing probably works fine, maybe not worth gambling. We always put the Power Masters in. We've had pretty good luck with them. Also, I'm gonna use some of this DEI heat wrap here and throw it around the starter wires here, and they also, this sensor back in here. Those will tuck behind the starter, keep it away from the exhaust. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit up there first, and then throw this stuff in. So, might as well. Got the heat wrap around the starter wires there, and reluctor back here plugged in. So I get the starter fit, hook up those wires, and this portion will be done. Let's get that starter in. I'm gonna get this dust cover off here. I need to do a little trimming with that Power Master starter. This deal holds it out too far, so I made a little line here. I'm gonna trim it, throw it back on there, hook up the battery lines, and move on to the next thing. Starter's in for now. Probably have to drop it again when we are buttoning up the wiring. There's some other stuff I need to get to on there, but for now it's in. So right here, got those trans cooler lines. I need to pull those fittings out and convert them to a 6-6. And they are a B to get to. So would have been a lot easier to do with this transmission out. I didn't think about that. So now I'm gonna wrestle those things out of there, see how it goes. We got the old fittings out of there. This was a push lock style factory GM deal there. They got a little spring clip in there. Pulled those out, and we're putting these in. This will convert it to a 6 end. These are from ICT Billet. And then we can either put a 90-degree fitting or 45, depending on how we want to route those lines in there. So I'm gonna get these things ready and put in, and then we can figure out lining. Alright guys, got the 6AN fittings in, got the trans cooler lines, I routed it, clamped it to the oil pan here, keeping it away from the exhaust, running it all the way out into the front until I get my radiator and cooler line put in there. Good with how these lines and everything are fitting so far. The one thing that does concern me and I can't stop thinking about is how low this is right here, trans pan. It's fine, I'm not gonna be driving that low, but when I get to wherever I'm going and want to air it out, that's the first thing that's gonna hit. So I am definitely out of room. Let's see if we can see that up above. Not much room there. I mean, the other option is raising the whole trans tunnel again. That doesn't sound like fun. But better now than later. So I'm weighing my options here. I might be able to get this transmission to go up by another 1/2 inch, which is better than it is. I think I'll mess around with that a little bit, and then yeah, figure out what I'm doing next here. We'll see. All right, I pulled out the transmission crossmember bolts and jacked this thing up. I got about 1/2 inch out of it. It's much better than it was. Also, big surprise, this cross member right here has been custom installed. She rough too. You know, it's been killing me. Cannot leave anything alone. I did buy a different cross member for it. This is the original one. It's been cut out on the inside, but hey, it's powder coated, so it's nice. But these brackets are about to fall off right here. I don't know, not me, not taking credit for that. It's held on this long though, but maybe I can get 2 birds with 1 stone and just cut all that out of there and start fresh with a new mount. That doesn't make any sense, but the more I look at it, the more I hate it. So I'm gonna drag down the other cross member, get this out of here, stare at it for a little bit, and then come up with a game plan. But I think I can build some brackets, come off of here, put the new cross member in there, get rid of this stuff right there, be happy. Also, got the e-brake stuff in here. I don't think I'm gonna run the e-brake. Just more junk in the way. I might cut that out of there. But I'm gonna get this cross member out here. I do know that. I do not like it. So I'm gonna get that out of there, get the new one in here, and we'll be back. So this is the aftermarket transmission cross member available online. This is a tubular style. It's actually made for the LS conversions on these 58s. But somebody had cut this bracket off. This is original bracket here, was somewhere in here, and added this guy in here, which must have been for a 700 R4 or something, but kind of a mess. So what I need to do is cut all that junk off of there, clean up this one here, and add new tabs to fit this guy in here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a little cleaner cross member, and yeah, I don't know. That was done. That was crossed off the list. Done. Moving on. But no, I'm gonna redo it because I can't live with it. It's just I'm already here, you know. I'm into it, so I'm gonna cut it off there, make it fit right, and yeah, and then check it off the list. Finally, all those brackets off there. Well, that's nice. Got had all sorts of bracketry on there. Same over here. Same thing. So anyway, that's all off of there. Pieces everywhere. Blank slate. Now I can mock up the other transmission crossmember for what I'm gonna do for brackets. Got the transmission crossmember put in here. This little tubular guy right here. So we need to come up with some brackets. So in-house, we make a bunch of these. They're kind of generic cut to length brackets with a 9/16 hole, which is what we're running up here. And I transfer them some cardboard. So we'll make some templates that go between the frame and all that business. And then yeah, transfer them to our templates, cut them, weld them. Should be good to go.
Ain't no pain I haven't felt. I felt it all. Nobody knows how long we will shine. Walk our way on down to the end of the line. Yeah, the end of the line.
So I made some cardboard templates, cut out this stuff here. This is our new brackets for the transmission crossmember. I'll get those fit up and get them burned in.
Now play that guitar, make it burn.
Well guys, got the brackets put in here. That ought to hold. I don't know. I could add a gusset to the top as well. It's pretty sturdy and I can guarantee it's much stronger than it was before. Yeah, I'll get it cleaned up, throw some paint on it, and should do the trick. It's a lot cleaner. I'm glad I did it. It was bothering me since I first laid eyes on it. Much better, I think. So I got some sheet metal up there kind of protecting my lines and stuff in there, but yeah. So yeah, these old brackets here, they were scabbed in there. I'm not sure what was going on with that exactly, but you know, back on its own weight again. You know, it's kind of a win-win too, because I was able to lift it up just a touch as well, so got that a little more clearance under there as well, so I'll take what I can get. I think that'll do it for today. Pretty good progress. Swapping the pan, well, that might be a disaster in the future, but you know, it looks nice. Anyway, filter, gasket, pan, cross member, transmission lines. Yeah, I guess all that stuff needed to get done anyway, even if I have to pull this transmission back out again, but hopefully I don't. That would be a bummer. Getting closer. I was hoping I'd be able to tackle all this front sheet metal stuff here today, as far as the getting the radiator in there, figure out the hose situation, start putting in the AC condenser and transmission cooler, all that stuff. But basically buttoning up the front end. So yeah, anyway, next time it'll either be the front radiator cooling stuff or start in on the brake stuff. So anyway, till next time guys, appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing. Till next time.